Thought Crimes.
Welcome to Thought Crimes, everybody. I am Prince Solomon, along here with
Sincere Ignorance.
Absolutely. Now, we're gonna go ahead and talk about this mumble rap shit, right? I mean, it's kind of been talked about a little bit. It's been talked about excessively, right? For the most part, people have been very upset about it, like the Village people chasing Frankenstein up the hill. Oh, I hate these people, right? But we have to think about some of the origins or some of the place and talking points, when it comes to this actual activity of mumble rap. So, Sincere, what's your thoughts on it for the most part? All right, and where do you see some of the progenitors of it, the influences of mumble rap?
Yeah, we stated in our previous video that Bone Thugs and Harmony definitely needs to get a lot of the credit.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So the sun is even though of course they were saying words there, a lot of times they were mumbling it.
Well, actually, Busy Bone, because Busy Bone, he was the one that he spoke the fastest out of the group, and he did admit at times he was bullshitting on the microphone.
Exactly, he was mumbling.
Yeah,
but of course they still, the concept and everything, talking about poverty, talking about gun violence, talking about a lot of different issues. They were still saying something of importance at the end of the day. Now, if you fast forward, I would still, of course, give the Migos credit for a certain form of mumble rap, but people need to still know that the credit should go to Bone Thugs and Harmony overall if we're talking about this.
Well, I could see that is a turning point in the flow pattern in hip hop. And the reason why we say that, I strongly emphasize the flow pattern, is because it's the same thing that happened with, let's say, Rakim, right? Before Rakim, you had a lot of ha 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 ha, right? And it worked for what it worked for, and it was executed extremely well by Run DMC, the best. But when Rakim came out, it was a continuous undulating vocabulary staccato where he was playing with rhymes and intricate wordplay, along with Daddy Kane as well. I don't think he gets enough credit as well for reinventing the flow within hip hop as well, because he came at it from a different angle. He had a more grittier approach with his style. Now, when we get to Bone Thugs and Harmony, absolutely, it was unique. It was touching on some of the things that Snickers was doing, Das of X, of course, which was that quick tongue delivery, but it was just more like rapid fire. There was no harmonizing with it, right? And Bone Thugs and Harmony, along with Twister, that's why they had their little beef. They had their little Midwestern beef. They were there to harmonize the vocal pattern, which is what we're seeing for the most part taking place with the likes of, let's say, a Future, some of the struggle shit that Thugger was trying to do, and of course Migos. And look, I'm not gonna try to be funny. The Migos, they do get on my nerve with this shit. That's ours. That's ours too.
They were the ones that slowed it down. That's why,
that's ours.
Some people didn't comprehend what we were saying with Twister. Oh, the Twister didn't mumble back. We already know. We stated in that video of that it was a complex structure. It was more than one syllable, of course, 2 syllable, 3 syllable. Triple syllables.
He's in the Guinness Book of World Records, actually, as being the fastest rapper.
Exactly. But there were moments in his songs where he did mumble, as did Bone Thugs and Harmony. So they are the originators of that.
Come on
now. And
now.
again, their structure was more complex, of course.
Come on
now. You fast forward to Migos, they do get credit because they slowed that down, and it's not complex, and they slowed it down. So they get credit for that. And of course, before that, a lot of people brought up a valid point with 3 6 Mafia. You did have times when 3 6 Mafia did something similar, or one would say the Migos did something similar to the 3 6 Mafia, since 3 6 Mafia, of course, came out first.
Well, 3 6 Mafia gets recognition simply for bringing the dark sound, which is the progenitor of trap music. All right, it's the progenitor of the Shawty Red. It's before what was taking place with Mike Will Made It, even Metro Boomin. They were actually one of the more successful, because Russell Simmons tried the horrorcore rap, but 3 6 Mafia actually perfected it. So even with them, along with some of the darker elements of Bone Thugs and Harmony, because even though Twista and Bone Thugs and Harmony got into it with each other, Twista came at it from a different angle. Bone Thugs and Harmony did dabble into implementing aspects of like horror films or a horror score and all that. And yes, it was mumbling at times. I remember one of my favorite hip hop albums is the Double Disc. It's an underrated double disc classic in hip hop, The Art of War. And you got Lazy Bone in the background talking about nah 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 nah. And like I hate when motherfuckers from, especially like some of the hypocritical Gen Xers would be like, nah, what we were doing was different. Look, even if you read the write-ups back then, the same way people are kind of coming at, what's going on with whether it's a Uzi Vert or even some of these other rappers, they're like, they ain't saying shit. If you read how people were making fun of Bone Thugs and Harmony when they initially came out, and even when they ascended and gained commercial success, people was joking, they ain't even saying that ain't real hip hop. They just mumbling. It's like, it's kind of some of the same arguments.
Yeah,
but
when you think about Designer, when he came out, I got balls and like, come on, there was guys in the 90s rapping like that. Of course, man. The only difference is they were actually saying something. Then you look in and you read the lyrics like, oh, okay, this is pretty dope. And with Designer, that's not the case. That's the only difference.
Well, that's the only difference. I'll go one even further, y'all. Since everybody want to play, who moved the flow. You know what I'm saying? Hey, did you say MC Stinky Butt? Well, I'll be real with you. Let's take it back to Busta Rhymes. Mm-hmm. Again, the issue here is not necessarily mumble in the sense of the gooba gobble shit that the Migos is saying. What it is the continuous flow pattern, the ever essence presence of continuing while the words are spilling over like a waterfall. If you notice, the thing that the Migos has more than anything else is, which what they are bitching about at times, is the flow. It's not necessarily the whole genre of mumble rap, which has been castigated on them. They didn't even come out and say that's what we come up with. What they were always complaining about is a particular flow. So what you see with Migos, which falls right in tradition with Busta Rhymes or Bone Thugs and Harmony or Twista, what it is, it's the non-breaking in the flow. That's what it is.
And it comes off as mumbling. Right. Even though it's not, because the person is going so fast. Yeah. It's like,
and they keep going.
Yeah, the truest form of mumbling, if you want to give somebody credit, would actually be Future.
Yeah, Future, and he will tell you that shit to your face, as he said in an interview. Tony Montana, he said he had did so much of drugs that day that when he tried to say it, his jaw locked up on him. Which, I saw the comments. This is why you have to read, man. People's like, see, that ain't no real musicianship. If you go back to the 60s and 70s, Iron Butterfly, Iron Maiden, like some of these musicians, Frank Zappa, they said the same thing. Hey, man, I got so zooted. That's why when I said what I said, my jaw just locked up. And there was so much cocaine. It's the same shit. But I the whole thing about like this, it's the flow. That's what it is. Out of all of them, the Migos, what they have, it's like sincere. It's like water running over out of a cup.
Well, you see a lot of R&B people doing now when they be like using that flow pattern from the Migos. Yeah, you see it overflowing in a lot of different aspects.
Now, I can see them being mad about that because I've heard Chris Brown lift that shit.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's been lifting it, from other rappers to R&B people. Yeah,
so that's what they perfected. It's the not pausing while rapping. People keep saying it's mumble rap, but it is not. It's just not pausing while rapping, which again, as we brought up when Sincere started off as well, is Bone Thugs and Harmony. We can go back to Busta Rhymes. We can go back to Fushnikins. We can go back to Das Effects. We can go back to some of your MC Stinky Butts, wherever y'all say, because some of y'all gonna be, well, what about this? Yeah, okay then. If they didn't break while they were flowing, that's what it was. Even Rakim to a degree. That's why I brought it back to Rakim on this. Rakim, okay, I got one for you before we cap out on this one, Sincere. On don't sweat the technique. I think if I'm correct, somebody will correct me if I'm not correct. Listen to Rakim's flow on The Punisher.
Oh, that was fast, but you know what? His voice is so commanding and so crisp, though. You still heard almost every word he said.
You did, but the issue here is what they're complaining
he
about.
He didn't break, though.
Yeah,
he didn't break, though. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the people are misconstruing the two. They keep saying mumble rap, but what the Migos are complaining about is the flow. It's the flow.
I will say, though, Bone Thugs and Harmony, though, they had the combination of that and the mumble.
They did. Yeah, because I'm telling you, man, there would be times Busy would be going off, and you like, I swear those words crash into a wall. Yeah, but go listen to Rakim's The Punisher, and it was the non-breaking in the flow. Even when people were writing about Rakim, is like they said, it's like he's rhyming without taking a breath. And how can we forget, Sincere, since we gonna do this shit one more time? Let's pull up one more person. The Punisher, Big Pun.
Yes.
There you go, right there. It's the non-breaking in the fucking flow. Right there. Pun was just da 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 da. So come on, man, get the fuck out of here with this shit.
Yeah.
Don't ever come from my head in the hip hop department. I will shut your shit down. Sincere, you got anything to say on this?
Leave a comment below. Let us know what you think, and don't forget to subscribe to Thought Crimes.
Peace.
This is Thought Crimes. Welcome to Thought Crimes, everyone, and this is your girl Sincere Ignorance, and I'm with,
of course, this is the homie Prince Solomon in the building, and welcome to our GoFundMe. Thought Crimes showcases global issues from a black perspective, focusing on the global government, the Federal Reserve, police brutality, our constitutional rights, human rights, and much more. This channel is an alternative to all the other noise out there because we take black Americans' concerns seriously, in addition to being all-inclusive to the diversity of black people as a collective. When you need real commentary on serious issues that the news will never cover, Thought Crimes has your back. No hold bars.
Of course, rooted through comedy, entertainment, and not giving a fuck about those with sensitive ears.
Welcome to Thought Crime.
I saw the check, nigga. Huh?
What? Stop.